Oh god. I don't endorse Monster, but it's the only thing I have to drink, so I'm gonna drink a fucking Monster. And I'm gonna try and respond to Kevin's video. So he wanted to know what some of the high profile games you didn't beat, never finished, started to play but couldn't finish. I pulled out some, and I don't know if you can see it, but I have a stack of games here, and this stack I'm going to focus more on. I have a bunch of games that I haven't finished, hundreds. So a lot of them I sort of played a little bit of, but decided to put that on the back burner for whatever else. Sometimes the game is just really good, and I don't know why I put it down and come back to it. It's kind of like maybe I want to save it for later, if that makes any sense. Hopefully this Monster helps me be more efficient with what I'm saying. So with that said, these are some of the more high profile type games. I mean, a ton. I have a whole PS3 catalog of games that I need to finish. Anyway, so let me concentrate on these first. In no particular order. I mean, Shining Force 2 for the Genesis. I've started this game I don't know how many times. And I've even played Shining Force CD for the Sega CD, which is really fucking awesome. But I don't know. I can't sit down and play it for very long. Or I do, and then I just stop, and then I just never get back to it. I'll just stack those there. Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo. Again, like, this is a game I've been fascinated with since I was a kid, but for whatever reason I've just avoided playing through it for very long. I even have the strategy guide for it right here, just because, you know. And I rebought this game. I never had a Super Nintendo whenever I was a kid. A friend of mine had it, and he had this game, Secret of Mana, and he turned it on, and it had that awesome, like, fly demo thing where you fly around and shit, which was really awesome. And the music was really good. I love the music in Secret of Mana. It's very bright, though. It's a very bright game. It feels a little too happy for me to really want to sit down and play. So that's kind of stupid, but that's the truth. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's kind of like maybe I'm afraid to like it, but I do like it. I don't know. All right, so we'll skip that shit. Lunar for the Sega CD, the Lunar series. I can't seem to sit down and focus on this for very long. It's very JRPG, which I've learned through collecting modern stuff through NIS America, and you know, the what's the other company? It's Exceed or something like that. Exceed. I was collecting for PS3 stuff, and I bought a few of these things because they do go up in value. These very niche JRPGs, and they're collector's editions, and they're, you know, special items that are very limited. And I bought what was it? I don't know. It was very pink. It was very alchemy based, so you'd go and you'd collect shit, and you would have to fucking make shit. It was really repetitive and boring, and like real hardcore JRPGs I just can't do, because I feel like maybe they're for like a 10-year-old version of myself, or if I was an Asian boy, I don't know. But still, I want to get back into Lunar, give it a shot, as well as some other stuff for the Sega CD, the RPGs and stuff like that. Let's see, PlayStation 2. I got Shadow of the Colossus, pretty high profile, I guess, game, especially with The Last Guardian finally being announced at E3. And I have the HD, the PS3 HD thing where it's got Shadow of the Colossus and Ico or Eco or however you want to pronounce it. And I have played Shadow of the Colossus. I have never touched Ico or Eco. And, you know, it looks really cool. But, again, it's just one of those games where you're like, I guess it's like movies, you know? You want to be in the right mood for a certain type of movie. And it's like, for myself, it's like, sometimes I like to be surprised. And that usually turns out to be one of my, you know, favorite movies ever. But I like to know what I am going to watch before I watch it. And it needs to satisfy. It's almost like a meal. You know, I get very specific tastes in certain moods, you know. So it's kind of like, yeah, I know that tastes good, but I want steak. And then, of course, one that Kevin mentioned himself, Dragon Quest VIII. I'm quite a bit further in this game than he said that he's gotten into it. I think I'm like 40 or 50 hours into this. And, oh, what happened with this is, fucking, I got a PS4 and, I got Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And Assassin's Creed, I know it's like, blah, it's a shitty series. They milk it and it's fucking buggy.
Saw you doing B-side with the FB.
Even Black Flag, man, some of the stuff in that game is just like, come on, you guys could have made the best pirate game ever. But they cut corners and blah blah blah. But you know, I pumped like a shit ton of hours into that, and then of course I got Bloodborne after that, and just that, it's just like, I love my PS4. So yeah, that's that. This right here is the Genesis, Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. It's got Phantasy Star 1 on there. That is another, it's a Master System game technically, but that is a game that I've been working on since that Sonic's Ultimate Genesis came out, which is probably at least 5 years old now or some shit like that. It even says on my save files, you know, because you can have so many different saves, you know, that one of them was like 2009 or 2010 or some shit like that. And I don't know what happened with that game. Is it's really fucking hard, and I would grind quite a bit. I grinded a lot in that game. You know, probably for about a week. I'd pump in like 2 or 3 hours a night, and just get Alice as pumped up as I could. And then I had to bust out like a FAQ. And the game started getting really tedious. And right now, I put time back into it, and that was the first time since 2009 or 10 or whatever. And I had to find where I was in the game, and you know, find like, you know, through the facts, you know, roughly where I was, and then I established all that shit, and I got a tablet now. So I pump up the maps and the, you know, quest log and, you know, all that shit so I can finish the fucking game. And fuck, I think Black Flag fucked that shit up too. I was playing Dragon Quest VIII and fucking Phantasy Star 1 at the same time, and then PS4 explosion. And I've got Witcher 3 over there, and it's like, I'm trying to finish Assassin's Creed Black Flag DLC, but anyway, that's aside the point. I mean, I guess I could throw the Witcher games in there too. I have Witcher 1 and 2 on my Steam account. Hardly touched them. Let's see. Uncharted. I have Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2. And I've only played about an hour of Uncharted 2. And it seemed okay, what I played of it, but again, I was just like, With Uncharted 2, I feel like it wasn't what I was expecting. So kind of like, it wasn't like a super big disappointment, but it's like you bite into something or you take a drink of something expecting it's one thing, but it's another one, and it kind of like you kind of get pissed. I don't know. You're pissed off that you're like, and then like it kind of sours your taste for it for a while. And but you know, I would like to get, you know, Uncharted 3 and eventually Uncharted 4, and you know, play through them and stuff like that. But I don't know. I wouldn't say this is like high profile, but Nier, you know, there was a new Nier game announced at E3, so I would hope that this game got more attention. I have played through several hours of it, and it was a great soundtrack, and it was very interesting. I was actually really pumped for this game. The preview for it that I saw came out, and I was like just obsessed with this preview. It looked so fucking awesome and different in the art style and everything, and I started playing it, and it was just, you know, I don't know why. This one's kind of like, it didn't quite, you know, fit into what I wanted to do at the time, I think, you know, so I don't even remember what I moved on to. Oh, actually I do. Nier and Red Dead Redemption, I think they both came out at roughly the same time. So yeah, Red Dead Redemption, I know, took over my life for a while, and I played the shit out of this game, and I fucking loved it. But what's fucked up is, like, I had never finished the story mode. It took me like years later to put this back in, to actually sit down and beat the game. Like, years later. Prior to that, I was only playing multiplayer. I was addicted to the multiplayer. But the story campaign in that is really, really good. And I have the Undead Nightmare expansion for that. But yeah, that's a really good game. One of my favorite games of all time, but it's kind of like save for later type thing. I know I could pick that up at any time and still really enjoy it. And Skyrim. I was actually really, I was really pumped for this. I actually got the collector's edition of this, and I got a regular edition of it. I put it in, and I played maybe an hour of it, and was like, fuck this. And then I left it alone for you know, several years. And then, you know, it was kind of a depressing time. I went through a breakup and whatnot, and for some reason, like, I couldn't play games. I could not sit down and play a video game and enjoy what I was doing. It was very weird. Like, I was seriously depressed, you know, and basically, you know, anything fun that you would normally do when you are seriously depressed becomes unfun, which is very strange. There is no fun place to go. So it was a very strange time, and but that game was the game that brought me back. I just dived into that game, got lost in it, talked to everybody, listened to everybody's stories, followed you know, some of the quests, the crazy weird quests, like the one where you go way out on the ice section, and you meet that guy, and he's like in this hidden little space, and you go run and do some errands for him, and you go collect blood from all of the different species on you know, in Skyrim, and then you bring it back, and then, you know, like, if you played that, you know what I'm talking about. It's like really creepy. I love that game. You know, I fucking maxed out my my character in it, you know. But yeah, I put a lot of time in that game. But tell you what, though, I only did about like, I barely did any of the story. So it's kind of like one of those games where the story isn't as compelling as the long you know, sidetracked shit that happens. And so yeah, pretty good game. Never finished the story, but I'm okay with that because there's still tons of other stories in it. You know, so I mean, I don't know how long this fucking video is gonna be, but I'd rather not edit it. So, never beat Castlevania Bloodline because it's fucking hard. You can't get any more high profile than Daikatana. So, sad to say, I never beat that game. Fuck, for PlayStation 4, I still haven't gotten back to this game just because I just didn't like it. It wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. It's clunky. Oh. I'll just pick the whole thing up and we'll just look at them all. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Really good game. A lot of fun, but, you know, just haven't bothered. Dead Space, sorry. I have both of them, but I still haven't even beaten one. There's the first Uncharted. Grand Theft Auto 5. I've played and beaten most of the other ones that came out on console. But for some reason, and that was even a gift from my girlfriend. Whoops. Vanquish, really awesome game. Bioshock again. Dragon Age Origins, just couldn't do it. But I spent $80 on the collector's edition. Derp. Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. Sorry. I just couldn't even finish Dark Souls 1, even though that's considered the better. Ni no Kuni. Good RPG, but I don't know, maybe it's the cute shit again. God of War, I beat the shit out of God of War 1, but after that I was just done with all the puzzle bullshit, so I just couldn't do God of War 2. Fired it up and was like, nope. There's the Ico and Shadow of Colossus, and Fallout 3. And Fallout 3 New Vegas. I don't know, maybe it's because their games are so fucking broken that it turned me off. It's hard to get past that sometimes. But, you know, no hard feelings. You know, I did play shit out of Skyrim. But whatever. Maybe Fallout 4 will be awesome. So, as far as what I had for breakfast. Oh, we went to IHOP and I had country fried steak, eggs over medium, hash browns. I put Cholula on all of my shit. And I had a side of pancakes, which I never eat. I just order them because they come with it, and then I just let them sit there. And they take it back and probably think that I'm a disgusting human being because I wasted 2 pancakes. And yeah, that's about it. So reply to his video and leave comments and stuff. So yeah. Bye. I guess Shenmue 2, but I don't have it, so I'm gonna have to burn it. So we'll have to play through some of that Shenmue.